Hey y'all, secrets again. I'm starting this video once again with a box full of secrets and mysteries. In this box underneath my hands, I have 8 makeup products that I'm really excited about right now. And all 8 of them, I think, are pretty new to me. They're not necessarily new to the market. Much of it is stuff that's come my way in my capacity as a YouTuber. And it's all just stuff that it's like colors and textures of things that maybe I've never considered before. And a couple of them are just, formulas that I'm excited about having discovered, just stuff that I'm kind of jazzed about and I want to share with you. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm Hannah. I love beautiful things. I like reviewing makeup and playing with makeup on my channel. And I usually just focus on the makeup that I already own. It's pretty unusual for me to do a makeup video where I'm like, these are 8 new things that I really love, because I don't want to promote overspending or overbuying of makeup here on my channel. My hope with this video is that some of these products might be in formulas that you're curious about, and that'll be great because I can give you my reviews. But in telling you about the ways in which these new to me products have inspired me aesthetically, hopefully you can be inspired aesthetically and you might be able to act on that inspiration using stuff that you already own. And I'll try to circle back to that concept as I move through the video. If you enjoy this kind of overhead makeup content, I hope that you will subscribe to my channel because I do this kind of video quite a bit. Now let's go ahead and get into the meat of this video. I'm just going to reveal the items to you one by one, or maybe 2 by 2, because some of them go hand in hand. And in fact, the first pair, let's talk about it first. And I'll kind of go quickly because I actually talked about this pairing in another video recently, another overhead video in which I was swatching eyeshadow. So I have this e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer and this Urban Decay Moon Dust Shadow. Urban Decay sometimes sends me PR. They recently re-released their singles in this new packaging, which I quite like. I find this very aesthetically pleasing, and I've just loved having it sitting on my vanity. This is an iconic Urban Decay Moon Dust Shadows in the shade Space Cowboy. And I've heard it touted as like one of the most wet look shimmery eyeshadows of all time. And I was like, yeah. I have a bunch of really wet look eyeshadows. I have these beautiful singles, really lovely collection of singles, and I can get a wet look with them. I must confess that the wet look lids that I've been getting with this lately have felt totally beyond to me. I'm incredibly gratified by it. And what I should probably do is demonstrate this look on camera sometime soon, because I feel like I've really struck gold. What I've been doing is taking this. This is the e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer in the shade Rose. It looks like a concealer in the pot, but it's darker on me than it appears. So I've been putting this all over my lids, all in the crease of my eye, and blending all the way up towards my brows. Not quite to my brows, but almost to my brows, to really deepen and, give some like sultry color to my hooded lids. Can you even with that? That just looks like the best thing ever to me. So then I have been layering Space Cowboy all over it. Like I'm literally covering my entire lid and crease and all the way up to my brows with this. Like everywhere that I put the putty primer, I put this. And that's it. That's the entire eye look. That plus mascara. And that's what I've been wearing on my lids pretty much nonstop. I really love the look. It's super subtle. Like it's not makeup-y, and yet it's really elegant and dramatic in its own way. I like it so much that I'm actually considering wearing this or some variation on it, like maybe this with just a tiny bit more structure in the outer corner, to get married. Like that's how into this I am. I feel like it's one of my all-time favorite eye looks in the entire history of my relationship with makeup. Now, of course, you don't have to use a putty primer or a pot primer like this to get a base for an eye look like this one. For me, the key with this is that it's a neutral or nude color that's several shades darker than my skin tone, but not too much darker. So, adjust accordingly. Pick an eyeshadow or a cream shadow or an eye base or something that's several shades darker than your skin tone, but not too much darker than your skin tone. And you can get a base for a similar look. And then any kind of shiny or sheer shadow. This is exciting to me because it's new and because it's something that I've coveted for a long time and because it's so wet look and because it's working so well. But there's like a whole Blogroll of this kind of thing. A bunch of indie eyeshadows will give you a similar look. A lot of the Cliona shades can be used in a similar way. A lot of the shades, for example, in the Club Nebula palette from Kaleidos can be used in a similar way. The Tom Ford toppers can be used in a similar way. So it doesn't have to be this one. The shades Kava and Sparks from the Natasha Denona Gold palette. The idea is just to take this kind of like putty neutral, put it all over your lids, and then layer something semi-sheer and very, very glossy on top of it all over the entire lid. And it's an eye look that I've enjoyed doing before. I've been particularly gratified by this combination, but it doesn't mean that you have to buy these two things to experiment with a look like this. This is also a bit of eye makeup, and this is also something that Urban Decay sent to me. It's an eyeliner, their 24/7 Glide-On eye pencil, and it's in the shade Psychedelic Sister. It's purple. I have one now. I didn't have a purple eyeliner. I actually don't know if I've ever owned a purple eyeliner, and I didn't know I would be so excited to own one. I wouldn't have bought it myself. I wouldn't have picked it for myself. But when I opened the PR package and I took this out, I was like, whoa, I'm really excited to use this. And I immediately smudged it all over my lower lash line, and I took a pencil brush and buffed it out kind of below my lower lash line onto the skin underneath my eyes and got a dramatic but fun, sort of sultry, smoky, gunky, grungy, purple toned liner look, and I love it. And I've worn it like 4 times since that fateful day. I have never put it anywhere else but on my lower lash line in a really thick line, smudged out and blended down. So you could definitely do the same thing with just purple eyeshadow. If you have like a deep purple or metallic purple eyeshadow, the thing that I've been enjoying is having this sort of pop of murky purple, because when I blend it on my lower lash line, but then I blend like other eyeshadows into it, it's not like this pure bright purple. It's kind of like this murky, smudgy purple. And I've even been combining it with the other look that I told you about. Like there have been some days when I've had this all over the top lid and then a pretty thick, smudgy purple line on my lower lash line smudged out, and then mascara and go. So it's been this kind of dichotomous look. Like what's going on the lids is really different than what's going on the lower lash line, but it has really worked overall and I've loved it. So when I think about new to me makeup, or when I glance over at my vanity, this is one of the things, this little simple purple eyeliner, it's one of the things that I feel the most excited about these days. This is something that's not new to me. I got it for a review months ago. I reviewed a handful of Jason Wu products and I didn't give them a very good review. There weren't very many of them that I liked very much, and I didn't really like this very much. It's a brow wax. It says the Bush Brow Shaper Soap. Because it's a brow soap, I applied it the way that I apply soap brows. I sprayed water into it, worked up some gunk, and then put it into my brows, and I just felt like it had the hold of water. Like it didn't really set, it sort of just melted away. It was okay, but it didn't work very well, and then I never really used it again after that. But a couple of days ago, on a whim, I reached for it and I used it without water. I just picked up some of the wax on a spoolie and I put the wax directly into my brows, and applying it that way, the hold is amazing. It's very easy to use. It's not like a really hard setting gel that puts your brows in place and stays all day, but it definitely holds them in place and they look good when it's in them. And that's really exciting to me because it's simpler than soap brows because it doesn't require that extra step of putting the spray in. I also thought that I was eventually just going to declutter this, and now I think I actually might start using it kind of frequently. So I'm glad that I figured out how to use this product in a way that works better for me. Let's talk about two complexion products that have been exciting me lately. One is something that I got for review. It's the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Elevated Glow Serum Highlighter. Just glow, elevated glow. And the other is a sunscreen. This is the Benton Mineral Sun Cream, and I got this from Yes Style. So I really love glowy products like this. If you watched my video about my most worn makeup in the summer so far, 2 of the products in that video were products that do the same thing that this does. The thing that I really love about this is its skin care and serum quality. And I did, a try on like first impressions review of this, which I'll try to remember to link down below. You can watch that if you want to see me put it all over my face. But look how much darker it is than my skin. It's darker, it's kind of yellower, and even buffed out. It's just not a good match. So, I wish that they had made a paler and more neutral color, but it's so serumy. It's got such a skincare quality, and it shears out enough. It almost has like an oily feel. I am able to put it all over my face without it feeling like it's darkening my skin too much. And then when I layer my other products over, they go on perfectly. I just love the texture of it, and I'm really excited to have it. I've been wearing it a lot. Of the things that I reviewed from Lisa Eldridge, this is by far the thing that I'm the most excited about. The lip products they're nice, but they just haven't really distinguished themselves since that review. I haven't really wanted to reach for them. They don't feel as special as I was hoping that they would feel, but this does feel as special as I could have possibly hoped that it would feel. It's a beautiful, beautiful product. And then this mineral sunscreen, it's a really good SPF 50 mineral sunscreen, and I found it to be very cosmetically elegant. I don't find that it leaves a white cast. I find that it rubs in completely, but I'm very, very pale, so I'm not really a good person to be the final word on that, but you can see that just in that time it rubbed in, it feels really, really like lotiony and moisturizing and kind of watery, but without doing that thing that super watery sunscreens or moisturizers do, like gels, where they completely absorb into the skin and leave sort of nothing behind, or leave that sort of wet feeling behind. It does leave a little bit of a softly tackily moisturized feeling behind. I like the feeling of it on my skin so much that sometimes I find myself sort of layering it on like a moisturizer before I go in with my makeup. And that's really great. The most important thing to me about a sunscreen, other than, it providing enough protection and being all mineral rather than having chemical screens in it, the most important thing to me is that I enjoy the physical sensation of applying it and the results of it. I think it's really important for sunscreen to be cosmetically elegant, because despite my best intentions, unless I love the feeling of applying it, I'll skip it. So this one has really been fitting the bill for me, and that's exciting. Look at this. I had some store credit at Glossier, and I decided to try a color of cloud paint that I never, ever thought that I would like. It's the color Puff. It's pink, it's bright pink, and I don't like pink makeup, and I've thought that I would never like pink blush. But in the course of reviewing some ranges of blush on YouTube, I've learned that a very pink blush like this can actually look kind of awesome on me. Sometimes it doesn't look pink, like it doesn't end up looking like a Barbie pink blush. Sometimes this color is actually the color that looks the most natural on my very pale and sunburn prone skin, because it ends up looking like I got some sun and my cheeks got very, very bright. I always thought that this was more of a blue pink, like kind of a bright, garish Barbie pink, but it's actually kind of a middling or warm color, and it sort of has this semi-opacity, like it has this creaminess to it that really, really makes it work. So there in the swatch, you can get a sense of what color it is, but you probably can't get a sense of how truly natural it does look on my face. I'll have to apply it on camera sometime soon. It reminds me so much of Pink Nectar, the M Cosmetics blush, not necessarily in finish, but in color. Pink Nectar, the M Cosmetics Serum Drops blush, Color Drop Serum blush, that's the blush that taught me that this color can actually look amazing on me. And this definitely feels like the cloud paint version of that. I'm really, really glad that I decided to give it a try, and I'm super excited about having it. And lastly, this is another thing that I've been testing. It's a Lancome product, an iconic lip liner of theirs. I think it used to be called something else and then they renamed it Le Lip Liner. 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 This is in the shade 326 Natural Mauve. It's a pencil that you can sharpen, which I love. And it has this brush on the end, which I love. And it's just a My Lips But Better lip pencil, which you may already own. You know, like this is a great one if you are in the market for one. If you don't have one and you really want one, I do recommend this one. Like I would recommend this one without hesitation if someone came to me and was like, I am going to buy a lip liner for overlining and just, you know, creating the illusion that my lips are slightly plumper. Which formula should I get? Without hesitation, I would recommend this one. But for this video, I feel like the takeaway of this is that if you have a lip liner like this and you haven't tried blurring the edges with a little brush, you don't have to get one that has a brush attached. You can just use a little brush that you already own and play around with blurring the edges. It's so lovely. The effect of the blurred edge of this with the little brush. I love the formula. I really enjoy that the brush is like part of the pencil, but it's actually a matter of technique, not a matter of purchasing, you know, a new product or a different product. I've been wearing this a lot underneath lip balm or sometimes underneath a little bit of shiny gloss, and I've loved the way that it makes my lips look. So that's it. These are 8 things that I'm really excited about right now. 8 products that I have on my vanity that are giving me that warm, fuzzy feeling. A lot of these are things that I'm currently testing or things that came my way for review, but I hope that by hearing me talk about them, you maybe are inspired to do something new with some stuff that you already own. So maybe layering something shiny over something putty colored, maybe using that pink blush that you've been eschewing, maybe using a purple eyeliner or purple eyeshadow in a new way. And I know that some of you have seen me or heard me talking about some of these products in the past, like the sunscreen, the Lisa Eldridge highlighter, the brow wax, the lip liner, and you've maybe been curious how it's going between these products and me. So this was a chance for me to circle back and update you. All of these are working really, really well. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope that this was a fun video to watch, and I really hope that you're taking extra good care of yourself right now so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.